Welcome to Thriving Against the Odds podcast, the show where we celebrate resilience and triumph in our community. I'm your host, Cheryl Johnson, and today's episode is nothing short of inspiring. In this installment, we'll dive deep into speaking with our guest, Nicole Adderley, who is truly a thriver, a survivor, and also someone who gives back to her community. A remarkable individual with a story that embodies that very spirit of thriving against the odds. Without further ado, let's dive into this episode. Coming up this month in October is our Paint the Town Pink Week, which will begin October 15th and it will end October 20th. On October 15th is Sunday, or the 16th, we will have Pink Sunday. We're asking any local congregation or faith-based organization to choose WCGCC as your charity of choice. We also have on Tuesday, October 17th, Dr. Kenneth Smith. We have a screening that will take place at the John B. Amos Cancer Center, and you must call 706-660-9516 to get scheduled. Again, that is on Tuesday, October 17th. 706-660-9516 and ask to get your screening completed, to get on the screening. And then Friday, October 20th is our 14th annual Paint the Town Pink 5K Glow Walk Run. And our Piedmont Columbus Regional is our Pink Platinum's presenting sponsor. We are so excited to have this as our 14th annual Paint the Town Pink 5K Glow Walk Run, where we are tackling cancer together. Again, that's Friday, October 20th, and we have a survivor parade. They will begin at 5:45 lineup, and this year we will have a pink ribbon, a human form pink ribbon. So we're asking everyone to wear their pink, come out to Woodruff Park, and help us paint the town pink, paint the park pink. The program will begin at 6 o'clock, and then the walk run begins immediately at 6:30, around 6:30-ish, where the teams will begin. The runners will start first, and then we'll have the teams and those individuals that are coming out. Come out, help us celebrate for a cause, help us recognize those persons that are currently in treatment, those thrivers, and also we're going to honor those who are no longer on the journey. Again, that's the 14th annual Paint the Town Pink 5K Walk Run on Friday, October 20th at 6 o'clock p.m. Now that we're up to date with the latest of WCGCC news and the CEO's message, it's time to dive into the heart of today's episode. We have the remarkable guest with us who embodies the spirit of resilience and triumph, and Nicole's story is going to inspire and uplift us. Let's welcome Nicole Adderley to our show, and also today is her birthday, so she's spending it with us. Happy birthday, Nicole. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So Nicole, if you will, just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you were born, and then there's some other questions, of course, about your journey that we will be asking, but just give us a background and, anything you'd like to share.
Okay. Who am I? Nicole. Nicole Monique Adderley. Yeah, that's me. I'm a mother, a daughter, a wife, a mother, an auntie, right? Those are my grandmother and a great-grandmother. Those are my favorite positions that I like. That's the favorite thing about me that I like. And what else did you want to know?
Where were you born? Tell us. It's okay.
Oh, I was born in Nassau, Bahamas, but I live in Exuma. Now, if you've never been to the Bahamas, you've got to go. But don't go. Everybody likes to go to Nassau, Grand Bahama.
Uh-huh.
Visit one of our other family islands. We've got like 700 of those.
Oh, wow.
Exuma is one of the best. Andros, Eleuthera, so many. So don't feel like when you're going on a cruise or when you're going to travel to the islands, you want to go to the Bahamas, but don't feel like you have to always go to Nassau. We've got other islands where the sands sometimes are pink and soft like baby
Wow.
powder under your feet. And you can see your feet when you go in the water. You can even swim with
Wow.
pigs,
Oh,
play with
wow.
sharks
Ah.
and stingrays and all of them, where we teach you how to enjoy the sea life.
The sea life. Awesome. And of course, Nicole, you have been in the Columbus area for how many years now?
I think it's 7 because I came in, I don't know, I think it was in 14, 15. So it's in 7 around that time. It's in 7. And when I did that, uh, then the year after, that's when
Mm-hmm.
I found you.
And you came here, Nicole, to help a family member with your niece,
Yeah.
your sweet
Yeah.
niece Willow, and you've
Who we
been here.
both adore.
That's right, who we both adore. And you have been here since then. And when you came, you were a entrepreneur, or you are an entrepreneur, not were, but you are an entrepreneur. Tell us about your business and what you do.
Well, I'm a certified personal trainer and massage therapist, right? So those were my business training, being a personal trainer, working out at Uncommon Athlete here in Columbus, Georgia, and then massage therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I do, those are the two things that I do after leaving being in a hotelier, hotel management for like over 15 years. So I still did that on the side, massage and personal training, but
Mm-hmm.
now when I came here, I just went full fledged into it. And you got me being a cancer exercise specialist
And
now.
we're gonna
So
we're
yeah.
gonna get to that, Nicole, in part of your story. But it's just so awesome that the way we connected, we had seen each other, known each other prior to this your diagnosis, and didn't realize that we were connected by your niece. But when you just tell us about your journey and how it all started when you
Okay.
discovered your lump, and what you did, and then how you got connected with us.
When I first discovered a lump, it was back in early December of 16, and it was just 15. It was just a little tiny lump in my left breast. And I told my sister about it, and she says, "Oh, sometimes when you drink coffee, people find nodules in their breast." So we thought it was just that. Let it go. So it was just going on for months. And in June, I had a lump that if I what I have on now, you'd
Hmm.
see it. It was the size of a golf ball.
Hmm.
And one of my colleagues, who was also a massage therapist, Christina, she's like, "You still have that lump? You need to get it checked." And of course, I said, "I just moved here. My insurance had gone null, so I didn't have it." So my BFF, who ended up being my caregiver, is like, "I know somebody who can help you." And she said, "Let me call her." And that was you, Cheryl. So she called you, and you said you were on holiday. She told you that the lump, and you can see it through my clothes and everything. And she called you, and you said, "I'm on holidays, but let me call my office." And you called your office that same day, and you
Hmm.
had one of your colleagues, team members, give me a call. And I think it was Miss Holt at that time, and she called me and she set up the appointment.
Hmm.
You guys said, "Well, it'll take a couple of days for you to call." She called me. That was, let's say it was like a Friday.
Hmm.
So you did all that day. She called me, and she called me back before office closed and say, "We got you an appointment with Dr. Smith, because your free clinic that you
Hmm.
offer for breast is every Tuesday," but I had missed that. So you
Hmm.
guys went over and above to set up this appointment with Dr. Kenneth Smith. And I had that, and you got me in like Monday. This is Friday, and she called, and you guys got me in on Monday. And I went in to see him, and he just looked at it, and he's like, "One breast is heavier and lower. We have to do a mammogram, and we're going to do a surgical biopsy." And okay, fine. And
Hmm.
he did that, and he's like, "And we'll call you, to let
Hmm.
you know how everything is." Okay,
Hmm.
we did that. I think We scheduled it. He scheduled it like maybe 3 days
Hmm.
as soon as he could have gotten me in
Sure.
to do a surgery.
Right.
So he showed everything happened so quickly. So like
Made your
within
head
Tuesday, said,
spin. You were like,
yeah,
"Oh, what's going on? Am I? This is moving too
yeah.
fast." Right.
Right. So he did all of that, right? Like Monday and Wednesday, I had to go in and get all that done. Okay, fine. And then they said they would call me. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
When they didn't call me, but I had an appointment. I'm wondering why they ain't call me. What's up with them? So when I finally, when I had my appointment, which it took like maybe 8 days for the results to come back or something. It didn't
Hmm.
seem long though. But when I went in, Jolie, oh, I'm here for the good news. And he's like, it's not, well, he says, it's not really good news. And I'm thinking, I don't know what's up with this dude. Right?
Hmm.
And he said, it's not, I was like, what do you mean that's good? He says, because you have breast cancer.
Mm.
What? He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, you have that all around, Dr. Smith. You need to look at it again because no cancer run in my family. So look at it again. He's like, no, you have breast cancer. I'm like, the devil is a liar. And he's like, no, you do. Right? Okay. All right. And then he went on to say triple negative, triple something. Call me the three girls because everything was three.
Oh, wow.
Stage three, whatever three, every three he could have think of. That's what it was.
Right.
Okay. And he was, I was still trying to take it all in. And like you said
Necessity.
earlier, my head was just spinning. So I'm just trying to take it all in. Okay, fine. And his nurse, Mary, was there. And they were very understanding and informative and letting me know that, and he's like, we're going to have to do, and we're going to set you up to get, see an oncologist. You're going to have to do chemo and then we'll do a surgery and then you'll do radiation. And I'm like, okay, fine. And he's like, so we're just going to set that up. They found me an oncologist and I had to go in like that Monday or something.
Hmm.
But when I left his office, I was leaving and I'm thinking, I was calling my sister, but she didn't answer the phone. So I called my best friend, who ended up being my caregiver, who's your friend,
Yeah.
Bridget. And I was like, we're talking. And then I said, Biddy, because I said, if you call her Biddy, she knows something's wrong.
Oh.
And she's like, what? I said, nothing. She's like, what? Why you call me Biddy? I'm like, they just said I have breast cancer.
Mm.
And she's like, what? You went there by yourself? I was like, here. And then that when it all happened, I break down crying because I was like, why me, Lord? Why me? And I'm pulling the side of the road because I was just crying and why me? And then it came to me as I was going in between my tears, oh, why me? And he said, why not you?
Wow.
So
Wow. He will
that calmed
speak.
me down.
He will speak to you
Yeah,
and in situations. So, yeah.
like that. And then the fun began. Afterwards, I had to go and see Dr. Kumar, tell me. And I was Dr. Kumar's first cancer patient here in Columbus because they just transferred him from Emory
Oh,
here.
wow. Okay. Didn't realize
Yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah. After going through that, and he's like, we're going to do chemo. And I'm like, I didn't want to do all those things. But Bridget had a sister who was going through breast cancer and who didn't let anyone know and was going through it. And it was so bad, you know,
Mm.
and she didn't do chemo and all that. And she was just there, wasting away.
Oh,
So she
wow.
insisted. And then she called her mom who insisted and says, I need you to really do it because I'm watching my daughter
Mm.
die. And we would not, okay, fine. So I was like, okay, I'll do the chemo, and I did it. Had
And,
to go to chemo. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, and Nicole, just share with the audience. I won't say you were being obstinate, but you were just taking care of yourself because you are a healthy person. All while you were going through chemo radiation, what did you do? And we would kind of,
And you would get on me
and
for
I
it?
would get on you for it. Yes.
When I would come into West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, who God used to save my life, to have me be able to sit here today, they would always say, your staff. And I'd be like, oh, I'm working out. You'd be like, what are you doing? Oh my God, I went for a jog. You're not supposed to jog. You're not supposed to ride bike. You're not supposed. I'm like, says who? you know? And you were like, okay, if you're going to do it, be careful. And the
Right.
nurses, and they were saying the same thing. Well, you got to be careful because your bones are so fragile.
Yes.
And when you're going through chemo, we don't want anything anything could happen. So, I'm
Right.
like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I still did it. And that was what you used, like, whoa, Nicole, you really doing this? Yeah, that's the only way. I believe that's what helped
Hmm.
me to fight
Hmm.
it, to be a
Hmm.
better and stronger fighter, being able to do those things because I was doing it
You
all
are
along
already doing it,
before.
and that's the difference. I think that people should know. Consult with your healthcare provider and make sure that it's okay for you, because you were used to doing that, and that's what your body was used to
Was used
doing. And
to.
so you were
Hmm.
saying, okay, well, I still can, although you were weak, and there were some days it was just really, really extra extra tough for you. But I just want to point that out, that with
Yeah,
you
but I
being
still do it on those tough days. I
right.
would, I couldn't, when I couldn't run or ride my bike, I would just walk. Again,
Hmm.
my son came and visit me. He would walk with me sometimes. Bridget would walk with me every day. And she's like,
Hmm.
just because you can't work out, don't mean that we have to walk the whole of Columbus. Be quiet. Let's keep walking. Right? So we would just walk a lot. And back then, it wasn't as hot as it is now.
No,
But
no, it
yeah,
wasn't.
so it's so much different. And you guys would set up, West Central Georgia would set up different things for me to go to, like
Yeah.
when I went ball and was feeling down, and you sent me to get a
Yes.
beauty makeover.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
there was so many. Can I just give
Listen.
me a moment to say this? If it wasn't, and I know you hate when I say that, if it wasn't for West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, I would not be sitting here today. Not only did you guys save my life, but for everything I went through, I had the support of
Hmm.
WC. I had what you guys do. I didn't have insurance. So between West Central Georgia, Cancer Coalition, and Piedmont, all my treatments
Hmm.
were taken care of. I what you guys even did? You did paid mortgage, you gave me money for gas, you gave me
Our neighbors.
food,
Yeah.
you paid my light bill, you paid my water bill, you paid all my bills except my fund bills.
Right. That's right.
Because
And
because
that
you did, you
and
said it's just living expenses, right?
exactly, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to ask you, in reference to the Neighbors Helping Neighbors Cancer Assistance Fund,
Oh yeah, that's
for
what it
anyone
is.
that's out there, what would you say? And you said basically, we came in during that time of need, during that time to, try to bridge the gap, financial gap. How did that help you, Nicole?
Oh, immensely, a lot. I mean, for 3 months, you guys took care of 3 months worth of bills. But the thing is, not only and you guys are a nonprofit kind of
Hmm.
grassroots program.
Right.
So with donations and
Hmm.
volunteers, this is what causes this this charity group
Hmm.
to progress and be able to help other people in the community.
Hmm.
And then you go out and you spread. You offer free breast cancer. You offer free colon.
Hmm.
Y'all offer a lot of free stuff.
I will say we are truly blessed in our community to have various sponsors. As I stated earlier on, our presenting sponsor for the Paint the Town Pink, and that is our major fundraiser. That is pretty much the only fundraiser other than people making donations, just coming in and saying we want to help. We're, as you said, a nonprofit, a 501c3 status organization, and we've been around. And I was adding it up. We've been around for 20 years, and I didn't realize 20 some
Whoa.
years. And I've been here 15 of those years. And prior to coming on board, when we first started the organization, I was at the health department and served as the marketing committee chair. And so this has truly been a labor of love, and it's truly a ministry for me.
And you say that all the time. It's a labor of love.
It
It's a
is.
labor of love. And I'm thinking that's a whole lot of love.
A whole
but,
lot of
but
love.
a whole lot of love.
But
And
it's
God
real.
bless you.
Yeah, it's a ministry, and I get to meet wonderful people such as yourself, and also Nicole. Once you got healthy, and once you finish your treatment, and once you finish your chemo and all of that, then
Can
you
I
became
interject there?
sure.
Because after I finished chemo, I did chemo for what, like 2.5 months or something like that. And when you get chemo, you have to go every day to get a
Mm-hmm.
shot. When you don't show up, they call you, and it's not a shot of tequila; it's just a shot. You know,
Right.
be like, I'm not coming to get no shot if it ain't tequila. But hey, I went. But after all of that, would you guys also pick you up if you need transportation? You guys provide a whole lot of stuff for us as small as you are.
Mhm.
And after I had chemo, you know, right after that, I was, you have to see the plastic surgeon because
Mhm.
we were going to remove my breast. And I told him, we were going to do the surgery in January. And I said I would have my breast when I'm going to have it on my shoulder. So that by the time I get the age I am today, it would be where
They
it need to be.
right.
Well, it never happened because right after I saw him, you know, the lump came back. The cancer
Mm-hmm.
came right back in
Right.
2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks is right back and the same size. And Dr. Smith was like, well, let's call the oncologist. And he's like, well, it's too soon since we had stopped it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it had stopped too long. The chemo had stopped. So it's best not to do it. So Dr. Smith says, well, we're going to have to do an emergency surgery,
Mm-hmm.
which would be a lumpectomy. And he went in and did that and did the lumpectomy and took part of my breastbone as well. And then after that, you had to go to radiation every day. And after all that was done, and I started to do well, I was still working out. And then West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition was offering this program to certify
Mm-hmm.
trainers to be cancer exercise specialists.
Yep.
And I got a call from your office and telling me about it and saying again, which you guys do, as you sponsored me through that program to be one of your cancer exercise specialists.
Mm-hmm.
And every year, every so often,
We
when
often
the funds are there, that's why it's important for people to donate to
sure.
this charity, because the things that is offered through West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition. I know people saying you saying that a lot because I want you to get it in your
That's right.
system.
WCGCC.
Right.
Okay.
Get it. And they're located in the Cunningham building,
That's right.
right
The
there
office is
at
at the
CSU,
Cunningham. Yep.
right opposite, right not far from Burger King.
That's
That's
right.
where they are. So if you want to go over there, if you don't want to give it online or you don't, just go in and
Drop
give
it
them.
off.
And guess what? Every dollar helps,
That's right.
right? So don't be thinking, well, I only have $5. I'm sure they can. You get
Absolutely.
$5 adds up, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
As
So yeah.
as one of my good friends, that ching ching adds up to dollars, and dollars adds up, quarters adds up to dollars, and it goes a long way. Yes, we do.
Yes. And when John B. Amos did a commercial for them, they asked me to be in it. And people would come up to me and say, oh, you're in that commercial for cancer. And I'm like, yeah, and they'd be like, well, can I take a picture? I'm like, for $1. $1 will make me, I'm like, $1 will make me holler. Right? But no, those are, and
Yeah.
I'm cray. So those are some of the things that WCGCC offers,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's so good for us cancer survivors, us who's going through. And I've lost some friends who I met, and even if you can't afford it, there are charity groups around like West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition who offers these treatments and these things that you need to find out about your health for free.
Yes.
All right. So there's no excuse. There is really no excuse. If you don't want to go to a doctor, you can't afford it, you don't have the insurance, check
We
out
get
West
you
Central.
connected.
Right. Come in and
Absolutely.
call, make an appointment. They'll set you up. And after they set you up, whatever your diagnosis is, they'll do their best to help you. But at the same time, they'll refer you. John B. Amos or Piedmont Hospital also have programs where they
Mm-hmm.
will assist in
That's right.
helping. So that's why it's important for the community not only to know about you, but also to come and volunteer and donate and take care of their health, right?
Right.
Eat healthy, exercise, drink lots of water because the body is 70% water. So people would ask, well, how much water should I drink? What's your weight? You weigh 150? Okay, 75 ounces of water per day.
All
Okay.
right. All right. All right. You're teaching us. You're teaching us. I tell you, I always learn something, Nicole, when you're and I just love that you are truly an ambassador for West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, and everyone knows from the state all the way down. Because
To the Bahamas, to
to the
Europe.
Bahamas, to the UK, because your story is truly what we're talking about, and there are several others that have gone through, but you came in as a client, as a patient, got through your cancer journey and started giving back, and you've always given back, but now specifically to other cancer thrivers, in helping them get their range of motion back through the cancer exercise specialist program, through our cancer exercise program, and it is always an honor, of talking to you and you being helping us out. And as you were talking about eating healthy, we just recently partnered with the Victory Gardens on Martin Luther King Boulevard, where Mr. Ronzel Buckner runs that particular program, and thrivers can go out and get collards and fresh vegetables. We've worked with Mercy Med in the past, and we will continue to do that, but we are now have a new partner where cancer thrivers and those that are taking care of, that are caregivers, can get fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, whatever's in season with that. And so, natural, healthy eating, as you said, is so important in water. And as we conclude another inspiring episode of Thriving Against the Odds, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude and like to extend my sincere thanks to you, Nicole, for joining us today. Your insights, and as we can see, your resilience have left an indelible mark on our listeners, and we're truly grateful for your participation. And it is always, as I said, always an honor to have you and to have you share your story. Dear listeners, here's where you can play a significant role. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our podcast on your favorite platform. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring more remarkable stories such as Nicole's to light. And if you enjoyed today's episode, we invite you to rate and review us on Spotify and other digital streaming platforms. Your feedback fuels our mission to inspire and empower others to thrive against the odds. Thank you for being a part of our growing community. Until next time, keep thriving, stay inspired, and remember, together we can overcome any obstacles. This is your host, Cheryl Johnson, and until next time, God bless.